Good morning. I'll use my teacher voice. So I used to do this one thing where I would say, water, and the kids would do fall. And then they had to be quiet. Yeah, see, she knows it. Good morning, and welcome to Monte Vista Universalist Congregation Sunday service. We welcome you to our sanctuary, our luncheon, and on Zoom. Please see Thursday Community Connections. Jaryus will get those up. For meeting dates and times, and details on all kinds of different events. So do consider joining the affordable housing workshops presented by Making Housing and Community Happen. They are a Christian-oriented group and have worked with many faith-based churches and synagogues to develop affordable housing. Those of us who attended yesterday's presentation were very inspired. They're doing great work, and they're going to work with us as we work to develop affordable housing. Again, the board would like to thank everyone for their generous donations at our fundraisers. Our fundraising task force continues to work hard to bring you lively and delicious fundraising events. Join us for our Cuatro de Mayo fundraising luncheon celebrating our area's Mexican-American heritage today. We have tacos, beans, rice, and all the toppings, vegetarian, vegan, available. Drinks of all kinds are available. Please see Murray to pay, and if you are a first-time visitor, please join us as our guest. So those of you who are new to us today, please join our luncheon. Along with individual one-time gifts and our fundraisers, we've been able to stay afloat. We are looking forward to possibly signing a contract in the next week or two for our classrooms. And so that's exciting. And we really like the gal, so fingers crossed. Our Faithify campaign. Jaryus, can I get the Faithify campaign? Thank you. To crowdsource funds for our preschool electrical and HVAC needs are underway now. Please send out to your social media and friends often. Please, please, please. The more exposure, the more people contribute. Please take time every week to post it. There was a glitch on the posting that allows you to take it to your social media directly, and it had a glitch in it, said bad gateway. That's corrected, so it's very easy to do now. It's an all or nothing campaign, so let's keep that going. Mark your calendars for May 18th for a town hall with the Board of Trustees and our annual budget information session after service. June 1st is our annual congregational meeting for elections and budget approval. Coming up, you can head to the mountains for our annual retreat to Camp Devanaville Pines, June 6th through 8th. See Community Connections for details. And now we have Carissa Moore and then the Pettit family to talk about the pledge.
Good morning. Good morning. Rumors of my demise have been barely exaggerated. So today is going to be the last day of the pledge drive. I know it was supposed to be last week, but there were glitches. We're still about $30,000 short from what we were at last year. So just to keep you all in mind, I know some of you in this room still have not pledged, and I will be putting pledge cards in your hands because, you know, we got to do the budget. We got to create the budget. We got 2 weeks until the budget info meeting, and we got to have something to present to y'all. So, so if there's anyone at home that still has not pledged, you can either go on the website and select Make Your Financial Pledge to MVUC at the bottom of the menu, and then print the pledge form and mail it in or scan it in and send it to Tracy. Or you can contact me and I will mail you one, okay? Either way works. And like I said, those of you that are in the room, I will be sticking a pledge card in your hands. I have a list. And I just want to reiterate that your pledge is so important to this congregation. It allows us to sustain and grow this amazing community we have. It allows us to pay our small but very mighty staff that keeps everything running. And it allows us to prepare for the future. And without that, what do we have? And on that note, I will turn things over to the Pettits so they can tell us why they pledge.
When I used to go to ball games with a dear friend of mine, he would always insist that he had to sit between my brother and myself, and because he said he wanted the full effect of Pettit stereo. Well, today you got Pettit stereo plus. Yeah, that's the. With regard to why I pledged, it's very simple, probably basically just one sentence. I found a spiritual home here, and I want it to survive. Better yet, I want it to to be the best it possibly can. I want it to thrive.
Thanks. You know, when we were voting on options for how to survive, one of the options was to sell the works and join another congregation someplace else and share their space. And you know, in theory, that can work. But in practicality, I really hate to think about that. A home, which is what I feel that I have here, that we together have here, can be where you make it. But it's so much harder. How could we gather like we are doing today? Yes, our lunches are necessary to keep us running, but boy, oh boy, everyone who comes really loves them. And it's not the food, although that's been really good. It's the getting together and spending time together and getting to know each other. And that's essential. I would love to say that we don't need a physical building and we don't need staff. We don't need any of that. The fact is we really, really do. Because we are, yes, we are interdependent and we need our physical place also to call home. So yes, that's why Pat and I pledge. And we do so happily because this congregation, the people of this congregation have given so much to us. And I am happy to say to my old friends, yes, I have made friends. And here is where they are. I don't want that to go away.
I'll just be very quick, but I pledge mostly, I guess, in thinking about this is because, you know, sometimes we don't find ourselves in our communities and reflected in our neighbors and so forth, but when we come together, we find community and we find people who have the same values as us. And I'm really hoping that in 10 years, there's another person like me that's looking for that space and this is here for them. So I want it to last.
So if you see Carissa coming toward you today, pull out your proof that you pledged already. Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Reverend Maggie Yenoki, and I am so fortunate to be the minister of these beautiful people. And yeah, we're going through a lot, but we can. You know, we can and we will. And hooray, it's May. Yeah, another new month. But we're going to hold off on our birthday song for the May babies, and because next week we'll have Lily and the choir to back us up. So we will sing Happy Birthday next week. It's our tradition to open our service with the sounding of the bowl. We ring our bowl 3 times, bringing our attention and our energies together. We ring it to open this sacred space with intention, reverence, and compassion. We ring it for yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We call to the ancestors of this faith, this congregation, and the ancestors of each of our hearts. We pause to acknowledge and honor the Tongva and other native peoples on whose ancestral homelands we gather this morning. We breathe into this present moment together, honoring the presence that each soul brings into our shared sanctuary and bringing our best selves centered in love, awe, and wonder. we work as one to prepare a place for those who will come. We work to shape our actions and decisions for positive impact and to set intentions that provide for the safety of all children and all sentient beings. And we receive this day together as a gift. We hold ourselves and each other in this present moment, ready to unwrap its magic. And together we say 3 times, thank you, thank you, thank you. We have a welcoming song that will be familiar to you. It is a video. And we'll all have recorded music today, but it's okay. We can do this, and it will be good. So enjoy our welcoming song and sing along as you're comfortable, but you can remain.
This is one that you know. Come, come, whoever you are, wonder, worship, lover of the evening. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again, come. Come, come, whoever you are, wonder, worship, lover of the evening. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again, come. Come, come, whoever you are, wonder, worship, lover of the evening. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, no caravan, lover of the evening. Ours is no caravan, whoever you are, wonder, worship, lover of the evening. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, no caravan, lover of the evening. Ours is no caravan, whoever you are, wonder, worship, lover of the evening. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, catch again, lover of the evening. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again, come.
Beautiful. Thank you. As a symbol of our faith, we light a chalice at each of our gatherings to represent the values and the rich history of Unitarian Universalism that offer us belonging and hold us in community. As David Adams comes forward to light our chalice, let's hear these words by the Reverend Sarah Gibbs Millspaw, who many of you know. Sarah writes, "Each of us, by our work here, contributes to a movement of love. May love hold and heal those who need to be held and healed. May love guide more and more people every day. May we light our chalice this morning knowing that we are blessed to be in the business of growing love. And may our work together bless the world." Now I invite you, we're going to sing our anthem. This one you might want to stand up for. And we will sing our covenant right after it.
As
quote by William Ellery Channing. Hey, before we read the covenant, and go ahead, Jaryus, you can put it up. I just wanted to share a little story that Julie Steinbach pointed out. There was a man named Moshe Madawi who was interviewed on Democracy Now! With Amy Goodman. And in his interview, he played a video where the crowd was singing Spirit of Life. So it was really beautiful, and I have a recording of that. If anybody wants it, I'll be happy to share it with them. But let's recite our covenant together. We affirm that love is the greatest purpose of this congregation. The search for truth is our constant star, and service is our prayer. We pledge our hearts, minds, and hands to challenge injustice with courage, to make choices for a healthier planet, and to live out our Unitarian, Universalist values every day as beloved community. Thus do we covenant with each other and with all that is sacred in life. Please be seated. And we have for you a wisdom tale that will be brought to us by our religious exploration leadership. Yeah, director. Yeah. Robert! Oh, I got all those
There's
letters.
too many letters
Too
in my
many
title.
letters, yes.
It's confusing. Hello, everybody. Today's story is called Punk Chaplaincy, and it's by James Clark. It opens with a quote from The Offspring, from their song, Not the One. We're innocent, but the weight of the world is on our shoulders. We're innocent, but the battles left for us are far from over. I first heard the Offspring Smash album when I was 14, and it blew me away. As a chaplain, I'd now label that a formative spiritual experience, entheos, a Greek word meaning full of spirit or God, from which the word enthusiasm originates. The Offspring also helped me appreciate punk music and culture. I've never felt comfortable with creedal or orthodox expressions of religion. This discomfort is what attracted me to Unitarian Universalism in the first place. At its core, punk affirms and validates people who have experienced and chosen to rebel against the abuse and excess of authority. Punk also celebrates radical inclusivity while prophetically challenging people to confront structures of evil. Two white men wearing t-shirts, shorts, and flip-flops sit on lawn chairs on the grass under a tent. Behind them is a banner reading, "The Vent Tent, Spiritual Care Without Bad Religion." There are two punk hand gestures on either side of the banner. To the right is a hanging tapestry with a punk Buddha. They're also holding their hand in a punk gesture. The punk Buddha on the t-shirt of the man on the left, Jonathan, while the t-shirt on the man on the right, James, says emotional support human. This is a scene from the Vent Tent at Camp, Pennsylvania. Just as the Offspring connected me to the Spirit all those years ago, my relationship with punks has broadened and my understanding of beloved community. I empathize with the restlessness of punk culture and spiritual malnourishment felt by many of the radically unchurched, because I felt it too. And so 2 summers ago, I challenged my sense of communitas with punks. We have, at best, an indifferent relationship with religion, and to serving as a volunteer punk chaplain at a music festival. These punks of all persuasions and passions weren't used to being heard or validated, especially by religious folk. I strove to provide witness and witness. Yes, I'm used. Satanism is a legitimate spiritual direction if it's helping you. Yes, I affirmed it was wrong for a priest to subject you to religious platitudes following your son's death, and your right to feel angry. Yes, I enthusiastically agreed. The mosh pit can definitely function as a sacred space. Last summer, I returned to Camp Pennsylvania Music Festival with my friend Jonathan, where we provided a dedicated sanctuary, the Vent Tent. Some people sought reality checks, others sought spiritual advice. Still, other people dropped in for the misting fan that we provided as relief from the stifling heat. As chaplains, we're caretakers. We create spaces that provide ceremony, connection, and sanctuary. Nobody can stop the storm of suffering in the world, but for 3 days every summer we can provide sanctuary to each other and remind ourselves that everyone is worthy of finding beloved community. And now you guys can sing us to our classrooms if the kids can come up and get our chalice.
Yeah, we have a video for
Oh, we have a, oh,
you. Little snippet from one.
we have, oh, nice, perfect.
It's really hard to write an offering message during pledge drive, especially an extended pledge drive because numbers are down. So bear with me. I offer this in love, and I honor that each and every one of you tends to the good care of our community in a variety of ways. Many that are seen, but many more that are unseen. We're all generous in contributing to the sustenance that we seek together. Because our care for one another is so essential in these unusual days, we understand that some might be struggling to make ends meet, and we welcome you simply to receive for a time. In our congregation, we have voted to commit 50% of our offering plate that is not committed to pledges to be shared with a nonprofit that aligns with our values. And for this month, as we did in April, we've selected to share our plate with Citizens Climate Education. I invite you to visit their website. They are a tax-deductible arm of the Citizens Climate Lobby, focused on minimizing the impact of our global climate crisis. CCE contributions are used to support efforts that include contacting lawmakers, building support for climate legislation, and educating communities like ours about climate solutions. So I invite those of us who are here in the sanctuary, as you're able, to bring forward your offerings and your gifts of non-perishable food donations to put in the red wagon. If you're joining us online, in our Zoom sanctuary, you can find the link to our Zelle and PayPal account that is in the chat box, and I thank you, Jaryus, for posting that for them. And it is with grateful appreciation that our offerings will now be given and received, and I invite you, too, to enjoy our recorded offertory played by Lily Popova. was Lily in person, we'd all be going, yeah. For those who are visiting, that recording was our regular piano player that we've had and loved for almost 20 years. So, yeah, so she's away today. She's actually doing a performance somewhere. It wasn't available for us, but she gave us permission to use her CDs. So, yeah. Also, I wanted to quickly mention, I mentioned the food donations, the non-perishable food donations. We gather those every week still, even though we're not bringing them to the Beta Center at Inland Valley Hope Partners anymore, because they're parting and they're unsettled right now. But we did find that Foothill Family Shelter is receiving whatever we bring in, and Betsy Pettit is bringing it over there to them. So please continue to bring your non-perishable foods each week. It's great. Fill that wagon. Yeah, we share our joys and sorrows every week too. There are things that, especially nowadays, that we just need to share with people, you know, and it's important that we have this place to do that. We have little cards in the back where you can write things down and put them in the basket, but there weren't any in there. But I have, I want to invite those who are on Zoom to do so. Put your things in the chat if you have any requested announcements or prayer requests. But I've got a few. I always do. This is one of those joy and sorrow things. Because we are so happy for Jack Widener. We love Jack Widener, and we are so proud of him that he's graduating from Pomona College. Yeah. But that means that today is his last Sunday with us. Yeah. Feel that joy and sorrow? That's whiplash, Jack. They're giving us whiplash. If you could come up, we have a small little gift for you that we hope blesses you on your journey forward. And we just love you so much, and we wish you all the best. So, always bless us. And I have a joy and a sorrow too, because today is my son's 41st birthday. Can't believe I've been a mom 41 years, but we had a little Zoom time yesterday to celebrate that. But I also have a ministry certification course that I've been in, and guess when the graduation is? Today at 11:45. So I will have to be online in my office while you guys are having your dinner. And George will slip something under the door for me, but don't think because I'm not there that I'm not there, because I just would love to be out here with you. But thank you. Yes, we are those who keep learning and polishing ourselves, right? So we also want to pause and just honor and hold all of the prayers and intentions that we still carry, the ones that remain unspoken. And I invite you to join me, maybe shift in your seat a little bit. I think when we do that, we can hear differently. We shift our energy, because sometimes our prayers are voiced as groans, and that's okay. Sometimes they're songs, and sometimes they're poetry. And I have a beautiful new poem from a beautiful poet, Julia Fahrenbacher, who writes, "Maybe in these dark times, when there is a spotlight on the greedy and the ugly and the unbearably cruel, when the cracks in the foundation are disturbingly exposed, maybe that is when we are being called to tear down our old smallness so that we can build it new, made with things that only know how to open and soften and take care and include. Maybe we're being called to rebuild with a collective kindness that is so strong, that a new way will reign and ring and sing. A new world where we will lift one another from the unbearable and make something that is unquestionably, undeniably, foundationally, life-savingly true. A new world. Yeah, so let's sit in a bit of shared silence together while Jaryus cues up our gentle song. The title is Saturn, and it's written by a young musician named Ryan O'Neill, who calls himself Sleeping at Last. There's no need to sing along, but please do let its comfort land on you, and we receive the gifts of this beautiful song. The lyrics will be on the screen if you want to read along. Another treat for a special day. Our reading today will be presented for us by Debbie Simpson.
Human's core function is love by Adrienne Marie Brown from her book Emergent Strategy, Shaping Change, Changing Worlds. When we are engaged in acts of love, we humans are at our best and most resilient. The love in romance that makes us want to be better people. The love of children that makes us change our whole lives to meet their needs. The love of family that makes us drop everything to take care of them. The love of community that makes us work tirelessly with broken hearts. Perhaps humans' core function is love. Love leads us to observe in a much deeper way than any other emotion. If love were the central practice of a new generation of organizers and spiritual leaders, it would have a massive impact. If the goal was to increase the love, rather than winning or dominating a constant opponent, I think we could actually imagine liberation from constant oppression. We would suddenly be seeing everything we do, everyone we meet, not through the tactical eyes of war, but through eyes of love. We would see that there's no such thing as a blank canvas, an empty land, or a new idea, but everywhere there is complex, ancient, fertile ground that is full of potential. We would understand that the strength of our movement is in the strength of our relationships, which could be measured only by their depth. Scaling up would mean going deeper, being more vulnerable, and more empathetic.
Thanks, Debbie. Let's do it. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Melanie DeMoore set these words to an energizing beat that gives voice to our worship theme today, as it reflects the first line of our congregational covenant and stands at the centering core of our UU values. Melanie is a 3-time Grammy-nominated singer, composer, music director, and vocal activist whose spiritual home is with our congregation in Edmonds, Washington, just north of Seattle. And we'll be singing along with her at the close of our service today. But we open this message with her words to remind us of our most promising path through the muck of these unsettling days. Knowing that there is a way through is encouraging, and it brings a tinge of hope. and having a way forward that we are called to as Unitarian Universalists gives us a sense of teamwork and mission and belonging. With love at the center of our values, we are grounded by our connection and our covenant to affirm that love is the greatest purpose of this congregation. Love is our sole purpose and our sole purpose. Have you seen the buttons on your tables? Don't fight over them. There aren't enough for everybody. But those who will wear one, please take one, please, and wear it with great delight, like I am. Let it be a beacon of light for the way ahead, because the buttons we wear are like mini billboards along the freeway, on the roads we travel. And they can be a reminder to us and a message to others to stay focused on love amid this hailstorm of hate in the world right now. I had a lot of hate myself yesterday for an image that I saw that was shocking and hurtful. And I love my Catholic roots. I love that I'm free from there. But I loved being there when I was there. And I was really offended and hurt, and still am, by an image that most of you know about. And I don't dare mention anything more about it, because you know. But love is our sole purpose. And one glimpse of the message on this button, that love is our sole purpose, can recenter us. It recenters us in our purposes as a congregation, and it can remind us that we are loved. And who doesn't need that? It can hold us accountable, and it keeps us strong. It can make a statement of our faith and ground us in our identity. And its message can give us that stronger stance, our sea legs, if you will. And we really need all of that right now for so many reasons. The very elements of nature are telling us that we are in an exceptional time of great cultural change. We can sense the earth, the spirit of the north, the very ground beneath us seems unsound in a way that's very different. And our lifelong respect for the unseen fault lines that run below us is being stretched to match this shaky ground that we're all standing on. The air, the spirit of the East, has a tension to it that's hard to define, but it's palpable. And there is a stiff wind blowing, that is for certain. The spirit of the South enlivens the element of fire as the energy of division and distrust are increasing and raging like the wildfires that we have all witnessed. Hate and supremacy of outrageous proportion, harming all in its path. And the presence of water, the spirit of the West, creating for us this colder, marine-laden, cloud-covered spring season that's been really a fitting reflection pool for us, made from the pall of tears that flow for the loss of integrity that we are suffering as a nation in these unusual days that we find ourselves in. All four elements are good explanations for why we feel wobbly, and life feels like it isn't offering us much to steady ourselves with. All four spirits are good measuring sticks to confirm our sense of so much remarkable change coming like a tsunami right now. And all four directions are good reasons to hold on to one another and ground ourselves and to stay calm. The forecast for the immediate future is that we're going to need all the calm that we can gather up. Because most days, for most of us, being calm is a privilege right now. Being okay is a privilege right now. Being able to say, I'm doing fine, is a privilege right now. But those privileges are also pearls of great price, because our gifts of immeasurable value that we do not deserve, but they're holding us accountable. They are the gifts that we are able to use to serve those who are on the front lines of fear and discouragement that is overflowing into so many lives right now. So with love as our sole purpose, we can use the privilege of our lives to see the needs of those who are not able to be calm because of life experience that is not of their making. Those people in Altadena did not ask for that fire. They did nothing to cause it. Those who are not okay because their lives have been upended or they're split apart. Those who need to feel safe when safety is being redefined and stretched thin like a film that pops like a bubble with the slightest breeze. That's how vulnerable our sense of safety is, or theirs. But our capacity to take care of others is more important than it's ever been, because it allows us to become a safe harbor for those among us who need our help. Taking care of ourselves in order to be able to do so is essential. Being able to help another person feel safe is one of the most important and most valuable gifts that we can offer. Safe connections are fundamental aspects of mental health, and they are key to the formation of meaningful and satisfying lives. And isn't it shocking to think and painful to realize that our country is no longer a container for creating a meaningful and satisfying life anymore? Meaningful and satisfying describe a life of luxury and privilege now. Survivable and sustainable might be a more accurate plan for many today. And there are many who would describe an acceptable version of that differently than most of us could ever imagine as our reality. And observing that quickening decline, notably over the last 15 years, what are we called to do? What can we do? What can we bring? What can we offer as helping, healing humans? Can the social support that we offer as a congregation that takes pride in being a spiritual community with love at its center, can we provide a sense of safety to those who need us? I think so. Because with love as our sole purpose and our sole purpose, putting one foot in front of the other, we can. And it's so important that we do. This community is already providing the best protection against the crippling impacts of overwhelm that is caused by stress and trauma. We tell each other that all the time. The Pettits told it to us when they talked about why they pledged. But the social support of a spiritual community that is centered on love is so much more meaningful than we might be able to find words for. And we only have 26 letters to work with. So it's more than simply being present with one another, but that matters too. And it's more than sharing a meal, but that's so important, and COVID sure taught us that. It's more than gathering on Sunday, but if you ask me, that's essential. But our strength comes from our identity as a community of reciprocity, a people that exchanges care and purpose for mutual benefit, a people that gives the gifts we bring for the uplifting and strengthening of one another, to truly hear and see people around us and to keep love as our sole purpose. to offer others the feeling that they are safely held in our minds and hearts, to bring calm, healing, and growth in a sanctuary with a visceral feeling of safety. And that is who we are, and that is what we bring. We are a congregation whose sole purpose is its sole purpose: love. So let's sing about it. Let's sing it. And I hope this is an earworm for you, that all week long you'll be walking around singing it again. And I have the link. Maybe I put it in your order of service. You can look it up on your YouTube and play it for yourself. But go ahead and stand up and we will sing along with Melanie DeMoore.
No stitches, screw up. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. One foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. One foot in front of the other and lead with love. Don't give up hope. Don't give up hope. You're not alone. You're not alone. Don't you give up. Don't you give up. Keep moving on. Keep moving on. So you gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. One foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. One foot in front of the other and lead with love. Lift up your eyes. Lift up your eyes. Don't you despair. Don't you despair. Look up ahead. Look up ahead. God's path is there. God's path is there. So we gotta put one foot in front of the other. One foot in front of the other and lead with love. Yeah, gotta put one foot in front of the other. One foot in front of the other and lead with love. I know you're scared. I know you're scared. And I'm scared too. And I'm scared too. But here I am. But here I am. Right next to you. Right next to you. So we gotta put one foot in front of the other. One foot in front of the other. One foot in front of the other and lead with love. Up, up. One foot in front of the other. Come on, come on. With love. One foot in front of the other. One foot and lead with love. Don't give up hope. Don't give up hope. You're not alone. You're not alone. Don't you give up. Don't you give up. Keep moving on. Keep moving on. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. One foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other. One foot in front of the other. One foot in front of the other. One foot and lead with love. And lead and lead with love. And lead and lead with love. And lead and lead with love. And lead. Come on, come on. With love. Yes.
She's incredible. I've never been at one of her events in person, but I look forward to that. Okay, let's read our benediction to bless each other as we close our time together and extinguish our chalice flame. Serve as a light in this world that we care so much about. My closing words to you come from a very long tradition of asking a blessing over a meal. So my closing words come as that prayer, so that we offer our gratitude to the farmers, the shopkeepers, those who work to prepare and serve this delicious meal. We bless those who we share our table with. We bless our conversations with kindness, love, and gratitude. We bless all those who will clean up and reset every detail. May we be nourished in body and soul. Amen. Amen. Great.